Welcome to the Grow My Salon Business podcast, where we focus on the business side of hairdressing. I'm your host, Anthony Whitaker, and I'll be talking to thought leaders in the hairdressing industry, discussing insightful, provocative, and inspiring ideas that matter. So get ready to learn, get ready to be challenged, get ready to be inspired, and most importantly, get ready to grow your salon business. Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Grow My Salon Business podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Whitaker, and it's great to have you here with us today. Thank you for the compliments regarding the podcast. I really do appreciate it. And if you're one of those people who haven't yet left us a review for the podcast, I would really appreciate it if you did. Ratings and reviews are extremely helpful and they're greatly appreciated. They do matter in the rankings of the show, and it helps other people to find my podcasts. And obviously, I also love to hear what's been helpful to you. Here's one from someone in the United States who said, "What I love most about the Grow My Salon Business podcast is the fact that Anthony keeps the topics real and relevant, meaning that the information is not fluff and it is relevant to the times that we're in. I love that the information is universal, meaning it fits most business models, sizes and cultures. And most importantly, there is trust. I can trust the information given is accurate and comes from the heart. Overall, these podcasts are not to be missed. There's something for everyone. So thank you for putting these together and for making the time to do so. Cheers. Thank you, Anthony." Well, thank you very much. I really do appreciate you taking the time to do that. And if you too would like to leave us a review, all you need to do is go to the Apple Podcast app, search Grow My Salon Business, scroll to the bottom of the page and leave a review, and you'll make me very happy. So with that said, on with today's show, which is a shorty, but I think it's an important message nonetheless. A couple of weeks back, you might have seen on the news about the launch of Elon Musk's SpaceX rocket, which was the most powerful rocket that was ever built. And although there was a successful launch and the rocket flew for 9 minutes and it got 93 miles into space above the Earth's surface, it still ended up exploding. But the end result was that it got further than the previous launch earlier in the year did. And so, in Elon Musk's eyes, that made it a great success. And as he said afterwards, success comes from what we learn, and we learned a tremendous amount. He went on to say that the approach he has is to go quick, fail often, and learn fast. Another way of saying that is that instead of ready, aim, fire, it's ready, fire, aim, meaning that you need to pull the trigger. You need to take action. You need to make things happen. And you should then evaluate your progress at every stage, make the necessary changes, and determine the best way to move forward. Whereas what so many people do is that they're always getting ready, and then eventually they might aim, and then they'll aim some more, and then aim again, and they'll keep on aiming, but never get round to pulling the trigger. Or if they do fire, it's too late because the moment has passed. I think that the number one thing that Elon Musk or any successful entrepreneur has is that they have a vision, meaning that they know what it is that they want to achieve. Because once you have that, and the more clarity you have around what that vision is, then make a start on it. Because if you keep waiting for tomorrow to perfect it, then tomorrow is never going to get here. Whether you like Elon Musk or not isn't really the point, but he is the founder or co-founder or owner of PayPal, Twitter, or X as it's now called, as well as Tesla, SpaceX and OpenAI, amongst other companies that he owns. And as he's the world's richest man, perhaps there's something that we can all learn from him. As a business owner, I'm sure that you too are protective of your brand. I'm sure that you think and plan and go over and over the decisions in your head that you have to make. And I'm sure that you think through all sorts of what-if scenarios, and so you should. But I'm also sure that, just like me, that there are times where the desire for perfection and the need not to make mistakes means that you miss out on an opportunity. That opportunity might be the opportunity to employ someone. It might be the opportunity to relocate or expand or consolidate or learn something. It doesn't really matter what the opportunity is, but either way, the delay ends up costing you. Whether the cost is in lost opportunities or lost revenue. And of course, you have to balance that with the flip side, which is that when you might be overcautious and perhaps even procrastinate, and it turns out that your delay was actually a blessing in disguise. But the real point is that whether it's what you and I do every day in our businesses, or what someone like Elon Musk does on a much bigger scale in his businesses, either way, putting yourself out there takes courage. Because there are always those who will decide to criticize you, and they will actually literally want to see you fail. There are always people who lack the vision, the courage, importantly, and the belief in themselves to turn their dreams into reality. At times, you will fail in life and in business. So, as Elon Musk says, fail fast, learn from it, and then get up and go again. And remember, if you do something and it doesn't work, that's not failure. That's an experiment, and with every experiment, success comes from what we learn in the process. So have courage. Don't hold back from putting your ideas out there into the world and make a difference with what you do. So with that said, we need to start wrapping up this episode. I told you it was a shorty. Next week, we have Debbie Webster, who is the CEO of Sassoon Global. And we're going to talk about the relaunch of the House of Sassoon. And it's another good one, so make sure you don't miss that. We also have multiple free resources on our website, from our weekly podcast to the 2-minute Salon Manager videos, as well as our paid-for resources, whether it's our books or one-to-one coaching or our online courses. Our Super Stylist course and management courses are currently open for enrollment, and in January we relaunch our online money course. So if you want to find out more, visit us at growmysalonbusiness.com or on Instagram at growmysalonbusiness, and I'll put those links in the show notes for today's podcast on our website. So don't forget to subscribe and leave us a rating and review on the Apple Podcast app. So to wrap up, thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Grow My Salon Business podcast. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. If you'd like to connect with us, you'll find us at growmysalonbusiness.com or on Facebook and Instagram at growmysalonbusiness. And if you enjoyed tuning into our podcast, make sure that you subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Until next time, this is Anthony Whitaker, wishing you continued success.